Welcome back to Almaty. It's Gadami of Iran, just going through his preparations for the next phase of this competition, the clean and jerk. That's how things happened in the B division. So does Morotov, recording a lift of 219. So that's how it went in the B phase. We're expecting them to go a lot bigger, and we're also expecting a slight shift in dynamic, Michaela, in terms of who is now going to challenge Ilyin, not just for the gold in clean and jerk, but for the overall. Yes, well, we've been looking through the results thus far and also the starting weights that are coming. I think Ilyin's got no problems with the fact that Nuruddinov and also Yang are currently ahead of him. I think that he could take those scalps on the clean and jerk. I think Ilyin's biggest competition and rivalry is going to come from Bedzanian, who currently finds himself 3 kilos away from Ilyin after the snatch. Bedzanian is also the heavier man out of the two, so it's going to be a close competition. Yes, Bedzanian looking to bring that world record form to the clean and jerk competition. Once again, we start as we move through the competitors coming in at a slightly lower weight. From Iran, a man that so nearly got it wrong and exited the competition like Arroyo and Mendes. But Baramzadeh is still in, and that'll be frustrating if he makes this, because he'll know now he could have gone better. Well, a long, hard look at the judges. Iran have had their issues with the judging this week already. And he's wondering why it took time for the lights to go on while we were watching the stagger happening. Well, there's his teammate that's coaching him as well, by the looks of it. Rostami, who won a gold medal yesterday. That's the man in question. That's right, a couple of days ago. Yeah, that's right. Jerk position wasn't bad, but you just watch as he tries to bring his feet in line, the body kind of buckles. He does well to steady himself. That's a tremendous force coming down on top of him. So Mendes trying to make up for some serious disappointment earlier in the competition, coming out for this clean and jerk phase. Now we have the separation with medals per element. Able to keep going.
Strong chest. Yeah.
Oh,
Power jerk, squat jerk.
Very different technique, isn't it?
Jerk.
And he just didn't have the power.
Well, he's lowered his starting weight from the 208 that he posted at the weigh-in down to 206. Obviously, things are not going to plan. He's already bombed out on the snatch. This is more of a consolation than anything. Good extension. Stood up fairly strong, but the power jerk, or squat jerk, there's no room for error. It's got to be spot on overhead or it's game over. At least with a split jerk, you can lunge into the weight if the bar is slightly forwards, or you can run forwards, but when you've got more option to cope with the weight when it hits you with the split. Yeah, there's slightly more room for error on the split jerk.
Arroyo, another man that was disappointed in the snatch element, like Mendes, didn't record a weight. And before him, grinning like a Cheshire cat, Ilyin, completely at home here in front of his home fans. Mendes straight back out. You can put yourself under a lot of pressure, can't you, when you make those bold statements out there on the social media?
Well, you can, and he has. He's put himself out there saying, making my comeback after a 2-year ban, and I certainly don't want to represent the USA. Well, maybe he's had a fallout with his nation, but Brazil have taken him under their wing, and he's been doing all the talking. Come on then, let's see the action. He's obviously not in the fighting form that we've seen him in training on social media. Just trying to make use of the 2 minutes that he's allowed. And for a big guy, it's quite tough to recover in such a short space of time. It's so warm in the warm-up room and on the platform with all the spotlights.
If those muscles need servicing in terms of blood flow. Not always the easiest conditions within which to do it. This time he gets it right. And there's his first successful lift of the competition at last.
Well, we got one in, says the coach. One's better than nothing. Still got one attempt remaining. It's more of a consolation prize than anything. His best is 2:12. But that was at a significantly heavier body weight. 30 kilos heavier. He's done well to lose that body weight. Much, much straighter position, which is necessary on this technique.
That must be a strange feeling, though. You're used to going through the bodyweight categories and getting stronger and enjoying that, and then you have to go the other way, and that must be strange.
Yeah, but I guess you get to a point where the weight you're carrying is not good muscle, therefore it's disadvantageous. I can't say it. No, it's a disadvantage to be that heavy. It's extra body weight to shift as well. So, you know, he's lost that, and he's still in good, strong condition.
Kadami then out onto the stage for Iran. Came in at quite a low weight on the snatch, but more proficient clean and jerk athlete. He's had a tidy competition, actually, Gadami. Oh, yes. Well done. Humble celebration, but he's lifted well today as Kigadami. New personal best in the snatch, and that was a solid effort for his opener in the clean and jerk.
Strong back positioning off the floor. Drops his chest, though, on the clean. Good drive to arm's length. Arms locked nicely.
Big Russian, Badzanian, backstage. A little nervous look around to him. He's going to have a lot of decisions to make over the next 20 minutes or so.
What do you reckon the coach is saying?
Go on.
You must lift big.
Today you must be big. Well, 238 is big. That's what he's capable of. Can he go beyond it? We will see. He's going to have to, I think, if he's going to stop Ilian claiming yet another world title, and a world title across 3 weight divisions. Only 7 lifters have done that in the history of the sport. So next up onto the stage then, Baramzadeh of Iran. Been a bit of a disappointing day for him today, and it's tough sometimes when you recover from a bad miss in the first lift. It's not always easy to get things rolling. But fair play to him, he's shown some real character to still be in this. Just about got the white lights last time out. But it's another step up in weight. No.
Very army in that first phase. His arms were bent before the bar even passed his knees. That makes it really hard for the legs to do their job.
So 6 kilos looking like a big increase, and he doesn't look happy.
Hit him and bounced off. His heels were still flat on the floor. It didn't look to be significantly on his toes.
Poland's Mikalski. A disagreement with the coach. It's all happening there. Emotions do run high backstage for some athletes. And I can tell you Arroyo has retired from the competition. That's not really a surprise. He didn't look in any sort of form in the snatch and really struggled at his opening weight, 10 kilos below his personal best. So furiously working on the quads of Baramzadeh, because he's going to be back on the stage pretty shortly. There's the entertainer today, Matirossian, the youngster from Armenia. Sport needs characters, doesn't it? It's good to see a little bit of light and shade up there on the stage.
Yeah, it's nice to see the athlete express themselves. All too often they're on and off the platform looking very serious. But at the end of the day, these athletes do have to stay focused. There's a lot of concentration that goes into this game. It's far more than just a test of physical strength. It's a test of technical ability, and it's a test of mental strength. So he's obviously been struggling with some problem with the quads, maybe a cramping. These guys undoubtedly will be training 2, 3, 4, in this case sometimes 5 kilos heavier in body weight and then be cutting that weight pre-competition. They weigh in just 2 hours before the competition starts, so it doesn't really give sufficient time to rehydrate before warming up. So it's not uncommon to see an athlete struggling with cramp.
Perhaps that is last clean and jerk, and doesn't even maintain the grip, but it's not over. He's still within his rights to go again. It hasn't gone above his knees. No, thumbs down from Michaela.
Nah, when you've done that once, it's very hard to regain your composure. The reason he was allowed to go again is because the bar did not pass his knees.
So Baramzadeh bows out at 2:06 in the clean and jerk. Disappointing day overall for him. And it does look like we are going to see the 17-year-old Simon Matirosian into action. Now watch this for a confident young man. He's a real strut to the stage. And then a little wry smile as he sets foot on the platform and looks towards the judges.
Well, at 17 years of age, you've got to expect Matirosian to be improving at a rate of knots. He's got a personal best earlier this year of 2:15. This is 2:13, just 2 kilos off his best on a first attempt. Falls forward. He's done well to steady himself. Just a few curse words at the bar then, as if to say, I'll make it better next time.
It's all extremes of the spectrum from this man. He's all the way up or he's all the way down. But what do you make of his technique?
Yeah, not bad. Remember, 17 years of age, he may well have been, he's obviously been lifting for several years already. But with the youngsters, we're always looking for technical proficiency upon which we can then build the weights. He's pretty good. If I'm being fussy, back leg is quite straight on the jerk, which will pull his hips behind the bar. Yep. Just there, I'd like to see that back a little straighter just to protect his lower back. But as a 17-year-old, he's not even wearing wrist supports or a belt. That will come in a few years after a few more kilos.
Well, if he stays fit, he's got another decade of time to improve on technique, and we certainly think that he's going to be a tip for the future. Mendes has at last had a successful lift. The other man that bombed out in the snatch, Arroyo, has decided to retire. But we think 2:06 is going to be tough to go beyond there, and he's looking like he's struggling a bit already here.
Well, I can only assume the fact he's so out of breath is because he's just done another warm-up attempt, maybe anticipating slightly longer before being called out. Go! 2 kilos up on his best.
Oh, no. And again, that weight hit him so hard and just drove him back to the floor. No recovering from that position. So 2:06 is the final weight for Mendes at a disappointing opening international championship for Brazil.
Really yanked the bar off the floor. Clean was strong, but he's not good for a squat jerk today.
Still moving through the initial phases of this clean and jerk competition as we build to what should be a tasty climax. But Zanyan, Yang, Nuruddinov are the challengers to the new man into their weight category, Ilya Ilyin, who's looking to gate crash the party for yet another world title. Next up onto the stage then is Artis Plesnieks. Latvian, who did achieve a bronze medal in the clean and jerk at the Europeans, so he's a confident clean and jerk lifter. Hence the entry into this competition slightly later. No. And it isn't quite happening for him today either, if we're honest.
Well, he started so well. On the jerk, just pushed himself away from the bar. Ideally, when you're standing there ready to dip, all the effort needs to come from the legs, driving through the bar and just catch overhead, but he's trying to do too much with the upper body on the jerk. Watch him push himself away from it.
A little update for you. Zborotov won the Group B clean and jerk competition with a lift of 219. So Group B have gone well today, actually. Their numbers have been excellent. There's Bedzanian just getting himself into his final phase of preparation.
180 on the bar, in comparison to Ilan, who's in picture now with 120 on the bar.
Just gives you an indication of roughly where they're going to enter the competition. Little way to go yet. William can't resist a little look at the camera, can he? He loves this. He's been a real superstar in Kazakhstan for quite a while. He's the double Olympic champion. And already with world titles in 2 other weight categories. This really would be a superb achievement today. One that is a little out of the ordinary. So Poland next up. Arkadiusz Mikalski entering the clean and jerk fray at 216. You might have seen him involved in a fairly heated discussion with the coaches about 15 minutes ago. Let's hope that hasn't affected his preparation.
Oof, I don't know. Both elbows seemed to unlock then as he recovered. The lift itself looked good until that moment. One of the referees said.
Yeah, one of the referees picked up on it, but Mikalski gets away with it.
Clean was fine, really good technically, good speed. Strong to stand up. That's fine, no problems. Now watch the elbows as he recovers there. Both unlock. Very lucky
Pressure
to
on that
get away with
right
it.
wrist as well as that weight tips back. And a little review here.
Well, that's the jury in front of us. They've stopped the competition. The jury have the power to overturn the lift, but all of the jury have to agree. If one of them thinks, no, that was a good lift, then they can't change the decision. So, by the sounds of it, they're not overturning.
Plesniak comes out for his second attempt at 216. My apologies. Got it through the first phase of the clean and jerk, but just couldn't quite find it in the second. Look to the heavens as well, so calling for a little bit of extra inspiration here.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, Plesniak really is in trouble. 4th place at the Europeans earlier this year, 7th at the Olympic Games, 5th at the Worlds last year. Is he going to make a total this year? Personal best of 222, so he is starting relatively close to that weight. Often when my athletes do this, if they collapse at the bottom and almost give up on it, I ask them what they were thinking, and they say, oh, I was thinking about dropping under nice and quickly. I say, okay, well, next lift I want you to think about standing up. Yeah, the lift isn't finished until you've stood with it, so it's looking for the conclusion of the lift rather than just getting underneath the bar.
Yang of China waiting his entry into the competition.
Yang of China would have been ready a few minutes ago, but for the fact that Plesniak has been following himself, it delays the competition, slows things up. So Ilya Ilin, Bedzanian will be slowing their warm-up down to make sure that they time it to perfection, that they are ready just before they're called to the platform. It's the job of the coaches to keep an eye on what's going on the actual platform itself.
Gadami with a couple of solid lifts, so he might chance his arm.
160 on the bar.
Patrick, you may have seen in the background, Badamzadeh down and out and deciding that he's just going to rest up a little bit. There's Ilian. Well, he's a charismatic character, and I think that's part of his popularity. He's behind the stage chatting away to people at a World Championships when a lot of athletes would just want to be alone. Plesniak's back out to the platform for his third and final attempt.
That's right, the referee just, the announcer announcing to the crowd that he needs this lift to remain in the competition. This is a big effort now, test of a true champion. Can he pull it out when it matters?
Just all adds to the drama, adds to the pageant. Can he record a number in this clean and jerk competition?
Much better.
Chances.
Oh, he actually drove that time. Brilliant. Used the legs. That is a lifter with nerves of steel to pull that one out the bag. Under some serious pressure. He's in the competition. He has a total.
Well done, Plesniak. That was superbly done. And a little reminder that he does have some serious quality in clean and jerk. And this is exactly why. Well, no rhyme or reason sometimes, but those first two lifts just didn't quite look on the button. This one, very nicely done. Nuruddinov enters the competition at 2:20. Snatch gold medal to make him one of Uzbekistan's most successful Olympic discipline athletes. Look at the tension within the coaching ranks. This is big. Get a number on the board.
And it's a big number. He posted 2:15 at the weigh-in a couple of hours ago. That's 2:20. He wants to be on the podium for the overall title.
Let battle commence. Nuruddinov in the mix. And the real competition underway.
Just watch how easily he stands with this. And that's in slow-mo.
That's incredible.
Really good lockout overhead.
Well, one of these athletes that has quite an obvious difference in definition between upper and lower body. Not excessively big in the upper body area. Big moment for Yang. They're all going to be big moments from here on, because this is for medals. Good performance in the snatch competition. A little bit unlucky with his third lift.
It's heavy off the floor, heavy standing up.
But what's his work like in the next phase?
Not good.
That's not going to work. Never got the left elbow locked out.
I'm just shaking the head out as if to say I've gone dizzy.
220 kilograms, second attempt for Kia Kadami, Islamic Republic of Iran.
And he's not got long to recover, and that would have taken a significant amount out of him. Not good off the floor, really far over the bar, has to hold the weight on his upper body. Stands with it. Doesn't split wide enough or drop low enough to catch at arm's length.
So Gadami chancing his arm for Iran, came in at 210. He's bumped that up by 10 kilos and re-enters the competition at 220. And out of all the lifters today, he's been one of the tidiest, without doubt. See if he can keep this nice run going.
Oh, uses the bounce well.
This must be close to PB territory for him as well. After that,
that's a great effort. And
PB in the snatch.
You're quite right. His personal best at international level was 210. That's what he started on. This is 220, so a significant improvement for him.
Fabulous day for him.
220 kilograms, second attempt for Simon Martirosyan. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be in total new world records use.
Well, there you go. We let the announcer tell you that before we confirm the situation for Martirosyan, looking for a second youth world record today.
Simon Martirosyan, Armenia.
The new superstar of youth lifting. "17-year-old entertaining the crowd. They're loving all this here in Almaty. This will be a very popular lift if he makes it. Good start. No. Just beyond him.
I don't know, he's got one attempt remaining. I think we're going to see him have another good attempt at that lift. 215 is his best at international level. This is 220. And as we mentioned, this would be, if successful, a youth world record in the total. I cannot believe this guy is only 17 years of age.
Pretty sure that's his brother Sargis in the background, just cheering him on. Already competed in the B division. Yang Si then to the platform. Just didn't get his left elbow locked out last time, so no lift. Must not have that flexion, must not push the weight out. Now, this could play that into the hands of a couple of other athletes if Yang can't make this weight. Leaves the door open for medals. Again, laboured through that clean phase. Don't fancy it. Long hold. Oh, that's gutsy. That is gutsy.
Well, that looks like a limit.
Great effort from Yang, and he's posted a number.
Well, he's posted a number. I don't think there's any more going on the bar for him. Surely he doesn't have more than a couple of kilos.
If successful, it will be a new
you saw him
use record.
Just protecting that left knee as he walked off the stage. He definitely tweaked it. Once that weight goes up above your head, these small movements that you can see have the potential to do some big damage.
Oh yeah, it's important these athletes are well conditioned.
Martirosyan firing himself up for a last go. This has been a very impressive entry into senior competition. Looking for a second world record today. Oh, he's all arms.
He's got it. Needs to.
Oh no! Well, with the exuberance of youth comes that great feeling of never knowing when you're beaten.
Well, you got to bet now that those world records are going to stand for a very long time. Don't know if he's going to have any other opportunities. He'll be out of the youth ranks next year. And this is probably the last big competition of the year for him. Phenomenal lifting from a 17-year-old.
Mikowski, successful at 216. I would have said would be fancying his chances if Yang had failed to make his lift, but no, still in with a very, very talented group of athletes, and he's still got to find a very, very big lift to give himself any sort of chance here. So Mikowski ups it to 222. He's there. That's a great lift, and Mikowski celebrates good and proper. Been a tricky day for him so far, but that's put him in the mix.
Third attempt, Gia Khadami, Iran. Ziltemirge 223 kilo salınsın. 3-cü mümkündür. Kiek Khadami.
Just uses the whip on the bar. Never really allowed it to rest. Some gutsy lifting. You can see just how hard these guys are having to work.
Yeah, Gadami, what a day he's had. Personal bests tumbling. Successful lift after successful lift, and basically all the decisions that he and his coaches have made throughout this competition have all gone to plan. This for a superb finish to a very good day's lifting. 223 on the bar then for the Iranian. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. Oh, what a shame. And up until that point, it had been a fabulous competition, but he can still walk away with a significant improvement in his numbers.
223 kilograms, third attempt, Yang Zhe, China.
Absolutely.
So that's it for Gadami.
Personal best previously was 210. It's a 223 attempt. We'll have to settle that 220. Only 10 kilos as opposed to 13 improvement.
Pressure's on for Yang Zi, but you saw how tough 220 was for him. You saw him limp away from the stage as well, and very difficult to believe that he can actually make this. I think his challenge is faltering. But he showed some real character with his last lift. No surprise.
Well, you can only just about deadlift that.
Thank you very much.
So Yang exits the competition. 220 his recorded weight. So he's at 411 total, puts him in second position at the moment. But remember, we've still got Nurudinov, Benzanian, and the big man, Ilian. So it could be a pretty short-lived stay in that number 2 slot. Benzanian just pacing around in the background. Now, this is the competition right here for Michalski. Has opted for just a marginal movement in that weight to 224, just to try and get himself ahead.
This would equal his best.
Did look good on that last lift.
Incidentally, this is Michalski's first World Senior Championships. Big stage for him.
Yes, along with Marty Rossian, moving through into the senior ranks. No. Ouch. And that one caught him as well.
No lift, Salma Galambada, Arkadiusz Michalski, Poland. Thank you.
So 222 leaves him off the podium with his final total of 397.
Good extension, but it just decks him at the bottom. The aim is to hit the bottom at the same time that the bar does, not to have that bar hitting you.
So things stand at the moment in the clean and jerk. Michalski in top spots in the individual gold, but his total leaving him off the podium for the moment. Here we go then, as we move into the concluding phase of this men's 105 kilo competition, the clean and jerk phase with the big names still to come. Current standings, Nurudinov in top spot, Yang just ahead of him. Kia Gadami having a fabulous day in third place at the moment, but that's all going to change as Benzanian steps onto the stage to enter the competition at 225. But remember, this man is capable of much, much more. And he's going to need it. We think he's going to need every single kilo today. Good confident start. Well, that's how you do it. You're going to question that, I know, Michaela.
No, there was nothing wrong with that. He just looked businesslike. On, lift, off.
He's superb, isn't he?
Absolutely. Doesn't look comfortable though. He's dropped his starting weight 5 kilos from the weight he originally posted. That was a little in front on his toes. Recovered well. No messing around, no hesitation. Power jerk to get himself in the competition.
Yeah, we saw the lack of margin for error with this technique, catching Mendes out. This was spot on. So, Adzanian in, but if he starts at 225, is he going to have enough left to really put the pressure on Ilyin?
Nuruddinov here is really trying to stay amongst the medals. He's in first at the moment. This will extend his lead, but remember, we've still got Ilyin left to come into the competition. But this is a 10 kilo increase. And this is now just 5 kilos below his best ever.
Yeah, this is starting to push it for Nuruddinov. Nice.
He's there.
That's brilliant work.
Brilliant lifting.
Nuruddinov is not going anywhere just now. And he's still got a lift left to influence this competition. So 220 to 230. But Zanyan 225. We'll see where he comes in next. At the moment, looks like he's posted 236, which will be 2 kilos off his world record. And if Ilyin comes in now, then we'll have everybody putting their cards down. No, it's going to be Nuruddinov back on the stage. If he's only going to up it by a single kilo, he'll have the option to opt out there. We're going to have a little bit of cat and mouse, I think, over the next few minutes.
Well, Bedzanian's gone up to 236. That's just 2 kilos below the world record. Ilyin is being called, I think, with a 233.
Okay, so Nuruddinov has opted not to go 231. He's going to try and stay in with these boys here. And there's phenomenal reception from the crowd here in Almaty. That has to be worth a few kilos. It really does. For the man that is going for a 3rd world title across 3 separate categories. No messing, no fuss. Straight into it for Ilyin. And straight up overhead. And he's got it.
Well, 233. That's equal to his best. That's equal to the world record that he set in the lighter category.
That is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
And that's the first attempt.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad, Ilya.
On the bar, 234 kilograms, 2nd attempt. Ilya
catches it nicely, uses the bounce to stand, uses the whip on the bar. Oh, it nearly went against him.
It nearly did, didn't it? That was on the edge, timing-wise.
This guy is solid. Obviously, the increase in body weight has resulted in a significant increase in strength. How close can he get now to the world record in the 105 kilo category, a category that he's new to?
Beautiful scenes. Crowd on their feet. Standing ovation for the big star of this Kazakhstan team, which means the pressure now moves down the line. David Benzanian, the form athlete in terms of previous numbers posted in clean and jerk. He's the man to beat. 236 it is then.
11 kilos up on his best, on his last attempt.
No. Well, you called it, Michaela. You said he didn't look comfortable with his first lift through some of those phases. If he's coming in at that lower weight, then I think you're absolutely right. And this is starting to turn quite dramatically in Ilyin's favour.
Bedzanian is under pressure here. He's had to take a big increase between first and second attempts to try and stay with the top medals. Guaranteed himself a bronze medal. Can he go any more?
Moving up.
Well, fantastic finish to this competition.
Second attempt, Ilin, Kazakhstan.
Ilyan's lift, successful lift with that first attempt. You've seen what it's done to the rest of the field. Immediately, Badzanian had his hand forced. He had to do something that he didn't want to do today. And it was beyond him at 236. So he's now upped it to his world record of 238.
Moving up. 239 kilogram on the bar, second attempt.
Oh, and we climb again.
Well, why not?
How's your luck?
Let's have a go at a world record. We're going to see it. We're going to see at least 3 attempts at this world record. How, firstly, can anybody do it? Secondly, how high might it go? Ilan's going to be first out, so even if the other lifters are then successful with this weight, it's Ilan that would hold it if successful.
Yes, Ilyan in top spot at the moment, so although there is a little bit of pressure because of that decision, he's the man that's holding the cards at the moment. The cheerleaders getting everyone up on their feet. This then for a new clean and jerk world record, which wouldn't be too bad an achievement, would it, as you step into a new weight category? Talk about cleaning up. Snatch gold eluded him, but he wasn't too concerned about that. Here we go. Again, no fuss, straight into it. That's good so far.
No,
Hold it.
no.
One attempt left.
No lifts.
We're not used to seeing Ilya Ilan miss weight. It was close. He's capable of it. But now he has to sit and watch.
He does look good for it, doesn't he, I have to say. So, can Nuridinov or can Badzanian spoil the party?
I would expect them to all come out on this weight.
Nuridinov, in terms of body weight, is the threat, isn't he?
He started on 220, took a 10 kilo increase to 230, now another 9 kilos for a world senior clean and jerk record attempt.
Thank you.
There's no real pressure on him here. He's done exactly what he's wanted to do in both phases of this competition. He's already got his 5th world title with that gold in the snatch. This to put the cat amongst the pigeons. Go on. Oh, hold it. He's got it. That's phenomenal. A new world record in the clean and jerk goes to Nuridinov. And Uzbekistan have yet another hero.
Well, he cannot do or give any more than 6 out of 6 lifts on the world stage. 3 kilo PB on the snatch, 4 kilo PB on the clean and jerk. He's in gold medal position on the snatch, that cannot be changed. He's currently in gold medal position on the clean and jerk and the total. 2 other lifters still to come. Can he hang on to that position?
Brilliant.
There's your world record.
Brilliant. So, gold medal in the snatch, world record in the clean and jerk, and in gold medal position in both the clean and jerk and the overall, and that's what it means.
240 kilograms, third attempt for David Bedzanian.
Absolutely gone to plan today for Nuridinov.
Well, I tell you what this means. If Ilan is to remain undefeated, he's never, ever, in any category, in any age group, been beaten. If Ilan is to remain undefeated, he needs 3 kilos more, so he's going to need a 242.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word.
And that's why Nuridinov celebrated. Badzanian moves it up to 240, but you've already seen how he's lifted today. He hasn't looked in the best shape.
He's going to give it everything. He's just seen his world record taken away. He wants it back. And he's got it! Needs to stand still.
Badzanian, that is fabulous. Talk about finding it when you need it, and he has dug so deep there. And the Russian steals it away from Uzbekistan. And Nuridinov's celebrations very short-lived indeed. That was a magic lift.
Well,
On the bar, new
Urudinov may have
range,
lost the world
242
record. He's still in gold medal position. Bedzanian has just catapulted himself up into the bronze medal. He's in the lead on the clean and jerk, got his world record back. There's only one man that can spoil the party here, the one and only Ilya Ilin.
Oh, we wrote the script for you at the top of this broadcast, and now it's time for this man to start once again. And as Michaela said, the only way he can do this is to set a new world record to lift 242 kilos.
Surely
This
not.
for gold.
He's got it!
He's done it! He's done it!
This man remains undefeated. He has never, ever been beaten. He needed to break the previous record, which was 2:38
for Bedzanian. 3 world records, one after another. And Ilya Ilyin proves that he is the man here in Almaty. Fabulous scenes as this crowd get to celebrate with the big man. And the step up in weight categories has just meant a step up in his performance levels. A gold, a world record, the overall gold, and the 7th man to win a world title across 3 weight divisions. Where is it going to finish for Ilya Ilyin?
Well, we started off with Shinshanlo winning gold for Kazakhstan. We've all had another gold medal, Zidabayev, and now Ilya Ilin remains undefeated, 4 kilos above the world clean and jerk record in a new weight category. This man is unstoppable.
I'll talk about rewards for staying with it. Not just the competitors, but you guys at home. If you've watched the whole of this broadcast, then the last 3 minutes of action have been something else. One world record after another. And how must Nuridinov and Bedzanian be feeling right now?
Well, break a world record and still can't take the title. That just proves the calibre and quality of lifting that we have seen here today. Look at the crowd on their feet.
Oh, that's fabulous.
This is what everybody's come here to see. This is the athlete that's been in the limelight. This is the person that everybody's been talking about at this World Championships. Could he do it on a home stage?
Well, he was pushed all the way, and all that did was produce an even more stellar performance.
Well, it's arguable now, is he the greatest ever weightlifter that we have ever seen? I think that will be questioned when we get to the next Olympic Games. He's got 2 titles behind him. You got the likes of Halil Mutlu, Naim Solimanoglu, Kakishvilis, I think, as well. 3 Olympic Games titles. He's got 2. Unbelievable.
Not beyond the realms, is it? He's made a fabulous decision to move up to this category, and it's paid off. Look at that, 2:42, new world record in the clean and jerk for Ilya Ilyin of Kazakhstan. Means that he claims a gold medal for this section, and then claims the gold medal for the overall title. Absolutely fabulous. What a finish to this contest. And well, I wonder who's on the phone.
Mum
or the president, one of the two. And there's confirmation. 4:32 was equalled by Nuridinov, and he still couldn't claim the gold medal, and that must be an absolute heartbreaker. The shortest lived celebration, I think, that we will have seen for some time in weightlifting. But if you're going to lose, you might as well lose to the best. Nuridinov beaten by Ilyin.